Still with me, Newsweek correspondent Mark Schulman and former Deputy Head of Assessment of Israeli Military Intelligence, retired Colonel Dr. Jacques Neriah, and senior Washington, D.C. correspondent Dan Raviv. Jacques, Pompeo is meeting with President Michel Aoun, as well as Lebanon's Parliament Speaker and Foreign Minister. All three of these people have close ties with Hezbollah. What kind of an impact is he supposed to have?
You know, Michel Aoun owes his position as president to Hezbollah. The question is the following: what would be the subject of the discussion now that the United States has declared that the Golan is Israel's sovereignty? So this is a big hiatus is going to happen there. I mean, between Pompeo try to justify the latest declaration, but this is not the crux of the visit in Lebanon. The crux of the visit is the fact that Lebanon has claims on the Leviathan field, and Pompeo is trying to intervene and find a compromise between Lebanon, Israel, Cyprus, and Greece. This was the subject of the summit here, of the energy summit that was in Jerusalem, and this is the main subject to be discussed in Lebanon.
Did you want to add to that, Mark?
No, just the only question is what sort of leverage does Pompeo have in Lebanon at the moment, and it's very limited. The minute the United States said it was withdrawing its troops from Syria, it lost the leverage it had over there. So what does he have? Some money that they give Lebanon? It's not significant.
So let's ask Dan that question. Dan, what could Pompeo offer Lebanon to work, I suppose, on its receptiveness or willingness to cooperate?
Well, as our panel is pointing out, with the U.S. intending to pull out almost all U.S. troops from Syria, instead the Trump administration has decided, let's reassure Israel, put out a signal that we're working with Israel. For anybody who missed it, only about 15 minutes ago, the President of the United States said it's time to recognize the Golan Heights, which Israel captured from Syria 52 years ago, as Israeli sovereign territory. So I would say that Pompeo and his boss, President Trump, are putting out these strong pro-Israel signals as though to tell the Arabs, broadly speaking, and Iran as well, that the U.S. stands with Israel. Your time may be running out, whether it's the Palestinians to make a deal or Lebanon to maybe become part of the natural gas project and all the good things that can happen. Now, that's often an economic argument from the Trump White House, and I'm sure Secretary Pompeo will put it to the moderate Lebanese, assuming he can get to speak to some of them. Tracy.
There's another subject to be remembered, is the fact that Lebanon today is fully under Iranian protectorate in a way, and here comes Pompeo, and the United States is being criticized because it is delivering weapons to the Lebanese army, believing that the Lebanese army ultimately will fight Hezbollah. This is a dream. So this has to stop, and I believe that this is one of the arguments that Pompeo will just present the Lebanese.
And it of course has made it more of a difficult scenario, I suppose, for Pompeo to have these conversations that we've talked about. There's a tweet from Donald Trump calling for the recognition of Israel's sovereignty, or saying the US will recognise Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights. We have seen a swift response from Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Facebook, saying, at a time when Iran seeks to use Syria as a platform to destroy Israel, President Trump boldly recognises Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights.